Second chase race of the Target Series season comes to Kentucky for the KFC 300, which should be one wild race here this afternoon. Stephen Baker, one of our chasers, has the pole for this race. He was outside the 74 William Bullen. In third, you have Andrew Miller, the favorite to win the title, but he's right now last in the chase points. Justin Knight, fourth and running out the top five, William Seaman. Then sixth, you have Jonathan Buford, seventh, Michael Sanders, Trey Rainey in eighth, ninth, Eli Bright, and Marshall Burrow rounds out the top 10. The rest of you have Michael Canto with TJ Hanley. Then there's riders prototype and chaser Clayton Thomas, along with points leader Sebastian Kukulon with Alexander on the 07. Then you have Max Anderson and Lawrence Poundpond chaser, along with Diego Yepez and Matt Hamill. Then you have Jennifer Buford and Jay Jefferson, Colton Yo and Carson Bowers. Then there's Jeff Bright and Adam McDowell chaser, Jonathan Wong and Charles Robert. Then Luke Rainey chaser with Alex Stewart in the 46. Then you have Steve Larker and Land Lyons at chaser, Code Luigi and Jake Galloway. Then there's Isaac Nichols and chaser Johnny Gardner, Gustavo Rocha and chaser Danny Lloyd. Then Joey Trickle chaser and Greg Lee. And in the final row, Anthony Lehman and Bill Seaman to his outside. There's your starting lineup for the KFC 300 Kentucky. Let's get going with our starting command.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Settle in, relax, take a deep breath. It's a long, hard race. Gotta pace yourself.
And our field of 42 cars will roll off the starting grid, led by the 23 chaser Stephen Baker. Coming into this race, after one race, the points look like this. Sebastian Kukulon leads the points over Adam McDowell, then Danny Lloyd, Stephen Baker, Clayton Thomas, Johnny Gardner, along with Joey Trickle, and then Landon Lyons, Lawrence Poundpond, 00 of William Seaman. Then you have Luke Rainey and Andrew Miller. That is how the points look after race one. Still tons of chasing left, and we go to Kentucky for the second of 10 chase races. The KFC 330 laps is green. Watch as they fan out 3 and 4 wide to the stripe. Stephen Baker leads lap 1. Michael Sanders at 11 coming to the bottom lane. Andrew Miller, he's looking now to the bottom of Stephen Baker into turn 1. He does get a nose down there. It's TJ Hanley pushing him. This race last season we saw some big crashes, which definitely is going to make the chasers fear for a little bit here until the first big crash happens, which could happen in the middle of the field. It could happen at the front, could happen in the back. Hanley for the race lead now. Michael Sanders through 3 and 4. And Lawrence Poundpond looking to make it 3 wide. And here comes points leader Sebastian Kukulon up inside the top 5. He wants to be ahead of the big crash when it happens. And they cap it right back there. Canto, and they're 4 wide. 5 wide, excuse me. Max Anderson is 5 wide with Canto. Some of the others, they're beating and banging, trying to make it work. Back there, they're 5 wide behind. These drivers, around they go! Eli Bright to it. And it's the big one. Knight spins across the track. Gets the 24. The 9, the 89, the 5. Some chasers definitely involved in this. The 52 of Andrew Miller may have been involved again. Yellow out, back in front. Points there. Sebastian Kukulon leads us back to the caution flag. Scary crash. Gardner and the 89 with damage chaser. Clayton Thomas a chaser with damage. How about William Seaman and Andrew Miller? Miller had some front end damage in that 52 car. I saw the 88 the first car and they were 5 wide in the middle of the field and that was never going to work. Let's see what happened. 5 wide off of turn number 2. 5 wide does not work here. Kentucky just get a little close up into each other. Around they go. Hard contact there. And then there's the 00 getting spun up into the 52. The 52 spun to the 5. There's the 89. The 24 gets in the 6 of Lee, but I think the 6 just drives through. And then Eli hard down into the inside wall. There's the 90 of Landon Lyons doing a great job to avoid it. Here comes the 19 of Galloway. He gets it stopped before he hits anyone. Jeff Bright could have been involved. Jonathan Wong. That could have been 3 or 4. It could have been 4. Of the Junior Motorsports cars. The 88, the 9. We know the 5's in it. Jeff Bright may have gotten some damage, so he should be alright. But man, that was close to being 4 of the 5 Junior Motorsports cars in that big crash. We'll look at this from the backstretch camera angle so we can see how it really started here. Just see the 5 wides. They come off turn number 2. Some contact around they go. You can see the hard hits there. And look at Eli come shooting back across the track. Right there, he's trying to get it straight, and he's on the gas hard and just shoots right back across the track. Andrew Miller involved. He gets front-end damage in this. The favorite for the title coming into the chase, and now 2 races in a row he's been involved in the first crash. he would have been fine, but then he got hit into the 88, and that's what gave him the front end damage. Side damage normally not too bad, but when you get hit in the front or the rear, that's really where all the damage is going to impact the race car. Let's go aboard landlines. He's able to miss this wreck, and the number 90 car gets by, has to slow down. And he's really fortunate to be able to avoid that one. That could have been big for that 90 team, but they were able to avoid it. Johnny Gardner in the 89 was involved. He gets some pretty heavy damage as well. Oh, he was in the gas hard, and he thought he could have made it, but couldn't really go much lower, and he was committed at that point. The tough break there for Johnny Gardner. Looked, he had that wreck missed. Let's go on board the 22 Blue Green. He's on the outside in the back of the field. Looks like he's able to get by on the outside easily. Great job there by Luke. Just knowing the situation, got high and got away from it. Go on board the 00 William Seaman. He's involved in this. He gets some pretty significant damage. Got hit by the 62 as well. And one more on board the 5 of Clayton Thomas. Suffers some damage as well in this crash. So 4 chasers get damage. You're spinning, keep hitting other chasers. That's why you know it's bad. 4 chasers in all get damage from that crash. Back in front was the 20 of Sebastian Kukulon. They'll stay on the racetrack, and the 20 car will lead us back to the green flag. Going back green, lap number 8, Sebastian Kukulon leads the race. Has all 4 cars left in the race, so we will have some damaged cars at the back of the field. Johnny Gardner and Andrew Miller, 2 chasers right there, 42nd and 40th. William Seaman and Clayton Thomas, 34th and 35th. So out front is points leader Sebastian Kukulon. Second is second in points at McDowell. So how about these two being up towards the front of the points? They know what it means to just run great every chase race. Alex Stewart third, Lawrence Palampan chaser in fourth, and Colton Yo fifth. They have TJ Henley in sixth, Steve Larker seventh, Go Luigi eighth, Michael Sanders ninth, and Diego Lopez rounds out the top 10. One at Nazareth looking for a win here in Kentucky. Pace car and Kukulon has the control of this restart as they come down the front stretch to see the restart zone. And we're back racing at Kentucky. Pretty good jump for the front 5. Hanley spun the tires big time in the 44, and 6th on back is kind of stuck. Here comes for second Alex Stewart on McDowell. I'm really surprised no one made a move on Hanley there. Really slowed everyone up. Down the backstretch. 3 wide. Palampan in the middle. Colton Yo all the way to the bottom. Alex Stewart for the race, and then Kukulon to turn 3. 46 car with a huge run. He's going to get it off of turn number 4. There's Palampan hanging the left. Here he comes to the bottom lane. Off of corner number 4. Side by side to the stripe. Led by Stewart in the 46 car. Lawrence Palampan down low to turn 1. He's going to grab the race lead. Hanley in the 44 non-chaser. For the first time since season 1, he's now had a shot at the championship. And here he comes. Fighting back on the inside. Steve Larker in the 51 coming forward. And McDowell's found his way back down low after the start. And here comes Danny Lloyd pushing that 16 through. And Lloyd's third in points. So these top 3 in points, they know what it means to run well. They know what it means to being up at the front and just control this race. And I think they all want to be doing stuff like that here today at Kentucky. Just want to stay out of the mess. And those front 3 doing a great job at it. Kukulon was leading for a little bit there. And McDowell and Danny Lloyd right now running nose to tail for the race lead. And they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Lloyd to the bottom lane. 3 wide. Stephen Baker, 4th in points, coming up to the front. So the front 4 in points are staying pretty close together. Could be hard to pass these drivers right now. Currently, they're up towards the front. Max Anderson leads a third of the way through the race. 10 laps down, 20 to go. Anderson, the 99, leads. Michael Sanders back to second. Here comes the 98 of Bill Seaman. 3 wide to the bottom lane. Colton Yo pushing him. Isaac Nichols in the 7. Carson Bowers in the 33. They have Kukulon. Your points there stuck in the middle. 3 wide. He has a hold down low in front of that 3 of Anthony Lehman if he wants to take it. 98 tried to pinch the 2 down there and try and get a run, but couldn't get that done. And now Nichols takes it 3 wide to the bottom lane, entering turn 1, and he'll grab the race lead. 3 wide at the front. Luckily, they're not 4 or 5 wide, because that's when you start pressing that braking point. Down the backstretch, Bowers gonna try and clear here. TJ Hanley clears to the bottom lane, gets in front of Kukulon, now looking for the race lead in 3 and 4. TJ Hanley is a fast car here today, looking for his second win of the season. He won at Michigan from the pole. Hanley leads, 18 laps of racing to go for the 44. Kugel onto the bottom lane. He led at the restart, fell back. Now he's back up to the front. He'll go to the race lead. That 20 car looks pretty strong as well. I think the 20 and the 44 are really the best cars, but with how the racing is here at Kentucky, you can't really say who has the best car, because anyone can really win this in the draft and in the pack. You just have to be lucky enough. Marshall Burrell in the 4 to the bottom lane, coming to 17 laps to go. The 4 car leads. He has his teammate in the 01 coming just behind him. And here comes the 28 Jay Jefferson, won a Pocono, looking for another win this season. His great Target Series career. A lot better in the Target Series than he has been in the Gatorade Cup Series. Almost won the championship a few seasons ago. Made the Final 4. Could not get it done at Homestead. Doesn't have a shot at the championship this season, but he still has shots at wins. And with how great that 28 team has been doing this season, how great of a race car driver Jay Jefferson is, definitely get a few more wins before the season is out. Jonathan Buford will grab the race lead. Snipe it from Gustavo Rocha with now 16 laps of racing to go. And Steve Larker moves to the bottom lane. How about Luke Rainey and Landlines? They both barely missed that big crash at the back of the field. They're right now running inside the top 5, coming to halfway. And Steve Larker pushed by Luke Rainey to keep clear. Landlines 3 wide for second and 90 car. Who's going to lead at halfway as they come off turn number 4? Leading at halfway. Side by side. Lines with the push. Might have just led at halfway. It's close there. I think they're going to give it to Steve Larker, though. Oh! Luke Rainey's blowing up! From the front of the field, he slowed the pack. Luke Rainey in the 22 expires an engine, and that has just cost so many drivers, including 2 chasers, the 39 and the 23. Rainey slow in the bottom lane. Just past halfway. We're just talking about how great of a race he was doing. And can he get to pit road, or will the yellow come out for him stalling on the racetrack? Still green as he's coming to a halt. We're still green flag racing as the pack comes barreling into turn 3. And Rainey has gotten to the pits, but now the pack's spread up. Isaac Nichols is 13th, Marshall Burrow 14th. They're the last drivers. They have this next pack led by Jake Galloway, which is about 15th on back to the 74, who's about 30th. And then you have this 4-car pack who got stuck behind all the way. Pound Pond, Baker, Luigi, and Hamill all stuck, and they have some damaged cars, and they have just caught the damaged car, Johnny Gardner. So he goes backwards. So he's holding up a few drivers now. Really going to help that second pack catch up. Bill Seaman and Max Harrison held up there. But how this has changed the race and changed the points picture. We thought Luke Rainey could gain some points on maybe Kukula and the others. He's right now second to last in points, 11th in points. And now it looks like he's going to finish as the last of the chasers, 42nd. Not good for his Target Series championship bid. As the last few races for Luke Rainey have been disasters. Richmond looked like he might have missed the chase if a few more things went wrong there. Involved in a wreck at Nazareth. Now here at Kentucky, running up towards the front, expiring something on the car. It was a valve. So the 22 car, Luke Rainey out because of a valve issue. And Gardner, another chaser, is 1 lap down the 89 car. Isaac Nichols for the race lead. And McDowell pushing him. Jonathan Buford there as well. We're coming to 10 laps of racing to go. Isaac Nichols leads. McDowell looks to the inside. So that second pack is there. They have to get in the draft and they'll be fine. It's going to be close. Buford to the inside, the 41 car. They race off of corner number 4. We're coming to see 10 laps of racing to go. Jonathan Buford leads Jay Jefferson to the bottom lane, the 28 car. And we mentioned the 2 cars that we thought were the fastest, the 20 and the 44. Well, currently Hanley is at the back of that second pack in 30th. He was held up by the 89. See right here, some drivers are off, and then Kukulon is not far ahead of him. So those two drivers we thought were going to be the best cars in fighting for the win, they're now at the back of this pack, hoping to catch up to that front field. As they're right now 3 and 4 right at the front. Big racing going on here as Joey Trickle grabs the race lead in the 25. Steve Larker to the bottom of the 51. They are 4 wide. Comes the 14, Michael Canto. 98, Bill Seaman. And they are 4 wide in the bottom lane. Now this could be what that second pack wants. That second pack is single file out. We'll see if they can run these guys down. I don't know if they're going to be able to. Jeff Bright and the others trying to do it. Alex Dewar as well. Bill Seaman to the bottom lane of the 98. He'll grab it. They're packed up 4 wide. Isaac Nichols to the 7 emerges for the race lead. It's still tight. 8 to go. They're getting it sorted out to 3 wide now. They are still 4 wide, but it's getting a little bit more calmed down now. They were packed up 4 wide before. Now it's just 1 or 2 rows. Max Anderson for the race lead down the backstretch, and McDowell even lower in the 16 looking for the race lead. As Jay Jefferson behind Jonathan Buford, Marshall Burrow there as well. As they go through 3 and 4, coming to 7 laps of racing to go. And McDowell looking to lead. Jay Jefferson, the 28, looks even lower. It's going to be close here at the end, I can tell you that. 7 to go. Jonathan Buford to the bottom. See how this goes. 3 wide, Marshall Burrow to the bottom lane. Landlines had a huge run the night, he bad to the lift. And now Burrow gonna grab it in 3 and 4. Steve Larker, they're back packed 4 wide. Oh my word, coming to 6 to go. These drivers don't know if they can last like this for 6 laps. Steve Larker, Joey Trickle on the bottom lane. Michael Canto, Michael Sanders as well. Max Anderson, the 99 down low. Joey Trickle looking to the bottom for the race on Steve Larker. We're coming to a big lap in these drivers of races. 5 laps of racing to go. If the yellow were to come out, the race would be official. Big for these drivers in the front pack because they know they would not have a restart with the other drivers on their bumper. Green light still on. We're getting to 5 to go. A yellow would end it. 5 laps left in the KFC 300. 3 by 3 by 3 in the front of the field. Michael Sanders leads. Max Anderson looking low in the 99. And don't count out Adam McDowell. He's doing pretty good so far. He missed out on the championship last season after some shenanigans happened in, I believe it was Iowa. And here he is, second in points, and right now in this front pack in a position to gain that point from Sebastian Kukulon. If he can keep it up here without crashing 4 more laps. They do have lap cars. They had Eli Bright and Justin Knight, some Junior Motorsports teammates, are slower. As Isaac Nichols took the race lead, but right back Colton Young to the bottom lane. Here comes the 90 of Land Lines, the chaser in this front pack. He has a shot after missing that big crash to win this race. We're coming to 3 laps to go. 4.5 miles left here at Kentucky. Landon Lines, a chaser leads. Jonathan Buford to the bottom lane, the 41. The 4 of Marshall Burrow coming forward. Jay Jefferson, Steve Larker, Joey Trickle. They're packed 3 wide, 3 laps to go. Who will get the victory here at Kentucky? Buford pulling ahead a little bit, but now the 4 to the bottom lane at that run. Cars are starting to get tighter because of the tire wear. Down the backstretch, off into turn 3, they're 3 wide. Jay Jefferson looking low. The 4 blocks him off nicely, but now the 28 may have given him a bump at the racetrack. Jefferson wants this win badly, and it's showing with how aggressive he's driving. 2 laps of racing to go, Kentucky. They're 3 wide, Steve Larker to the bottom, Joey Trickle, Michael Canto, and Adam McDowell has found his way back down the bottom lane. If they catch these lap cars, it's going to be on the white flag lap. Look at them making moves in the pack. 4 wide. Trickle to the racing in the 25. We're coming to see the white flag in the KFC 300. Joey Trickle leads. Up the track he goes. Canto to the bottom. White flag is up. Final lap of Kentucky. Who gets back in front? Who wins? Will it be a chaser? Will it be a non-chaser? 4 wide further back. McDowell thinks he has to go now. Jokic up to the middle. Can Adam McDowell win it? Down the backstretch. Lap cars are ahead. Into turn 3. Does Max Anderson have a run? Through 3 and 4. A car's blown up. It's Michael Canto. Off of 4. Anderson gets down low. Does he have the run? To the checker flag side by side. It will be... I can't call that. I believe it might have been McDowell. It was. Adam McDowell wins the KFC 300 and will take over the points lead. How about that? And Canto blew up on the white flag. In 3 and 4, the 14 expired in engine. He got down low and luckily got out of the way. My goodness. What a race that was. It did drop some of these cars back to this backpack because of what happened there. And McDowell in a drag race with Max Anderson beats him out to win a chaser to victory lane here in Kentucky. It was about that much. That is how much the race was decided by. And McDowell wins it here in the KFC 300 at Kentucky. And that shows it right there. The margin of victory, just about half a car length. McDowell wins it here at Kentucky. Let's go check the finishing results and the chase standings. Here are the finishing results from the KFC 300 Kentucky. There was 1 caution flag for 4 laps and 24 lead change among 16 different drivers. And McDowell, the chaser, brings on with the victory by about half a car length over Max Anderson, who tried at the end but couldn't get it done. He ends up 2nd. Colton Young 3rd. Isaac Nichols 4th. Gustavo Rocha rounds out the top 5. Michael Sanders ends up 6th. Landlines, after missing the big crash, he ends up 7th. So second chasers there. Ace Jonathan Buford, Jay Jefferson 9th, and Marshall Burrow rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20. Joey Trickle 14th, another chaser. Look down, Sebastian Kukel on 19th. He led the most laps at 5. But after the 22 expiring his engine there in the middle of the pack, he got caught in the second pack. It could never catch up. He had some unfortunate drivers. Danny Lloyd down there, William Seaman, Lawrence Palampon, Code Luigi, Stephen Baker, and I believe it might have been the 07 Alexander Rowe, were really the big losers when the 22 blew the engine because of how far back they fell. Not only did they fall into the second pack, they fell behind that second pack because of where the 22 expired the engine. Those 4 were right behind him. They could not get low or high because cars were coming by on either end. And they got really slowed. Michael Canto was running in the lead pack at the end. On the outside, blew a header. That was what went wrong with his car. And then Luke Rainey, we mentioned the chaser. In the middle of the race, valve issues. Johnny Gardner chaser, lap down with damage. Right side of the screen are the points. Ed McDowell, undoubtedly, has the points lead. He's had a great first 2 chase races, but you have to keep it going throughout the season. And still, a lot can happen. Andrew Miller, Luke Rainey, they're down at the bottom of the points, and you might think it's over for them. You could have 1 or 2 really bad races and still rebound and win this championship. We've kept talking about how forgiving the system is, and it shows in the Cup Series. When we've used it, it's been so forgiving for a lot of drivers. And we look ahead, this next race could be another wild one. We'll head to Hillside for the Dr. Pepper 300. I'll see you guys then.